Hello, my name is Katrina. I work with Xtrax as a project manager. I'm a white woman in my early 30s, I have long brown hair and I'm wearing a purple patterned jumpsuit. Welcome to Xtrax Shorts, part of the Xtrax SIRF Outdoor Arts Showcase. We're delighted to be returning to Stockton International Riverside Festival this year with a programme of online events that celebrate the best in national and international outdoor art. Over the 28th and 29th of July, we're hosting an online programme of artist pitching sessions like this you are watching today, alongside networking and panel discussions that will explore models for sustainable touring and the value of keeping our streets international post-Brexit. Today, you'll hear from a number of artists and companies who will each present a unique pitch about a new outdoor arts project they are working on and hope to tour in the near future. We invite you to connect with them after the event through the swap card platform. Our hope is that this event can ignite many creative conversations that can lead to more outdoor artists connecting to audiences across the world. Feel free to comment, post and tweet about this event using the hashtags XtraxSurf2021 and follow us on social media. We'll be back later to talk more about our work, but for now, enjoy the artist pitches. Thank you for watching.
Hello! We are the Gramophones, a female-led theatre company that makes playful, physical children's theatre that centres around brilliant female heroes. The show we're pitching today is Tarzanna, an aerial adventure through a jungle world. I'm Ria.
And I'm Hannah, and we're the co-directors and co-producers of the show. We devised the show with the cast collaboratively. The show is a 30-minute, non-verbal, physical, aerial theatre show for 3 to 8-year-olds and their families. But now we're going to hand over to Millie, one of our small fans, to tell you a bit more about the show.
Tarzanna is all about a young girl called Anna. She likes to keep things neat and tidy. She doesn't like all the bugs in her garden. But her whole world is turned upside down when she is magically transported to the rainforest and discovers what wonders she's never seen before. Wild creatures appear and play with her and teach her different things. She has to become a warrior Tarzanna version of herself to defeat the baddies and save her new friends.
From the tree top to the ground, when the swingers start swinging, we can swing the world around. Swing, 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 swing all day. Oh, 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 oh.
Loved the show. I thought it was brilliant. The children sat still. They were so mesmerised. It was really brilliant.
Swing, girl, swing it high. Swing that swinging low. Swing, girl, swing it till that swinging won't let go. Swing your swinging arms.
And I loved the bit when they were all when they were hyenas.
You got to swing high above the forest floor. Swing your swinging arms around like they never been swung.
I think the show was really, really good, and I like the theme of nature.
Swing, 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 swing.
I thought it was really energetic and exciting.
Adventurous, spectacular,
Amazing! Swingtastic.
The show has had fantastic feedback. The Albany Theatre said it was the best-selling children's show they'd ever had. As you can see from the video, there are 3 performers and the show also tours with 1 stage manager. If we need to bring our own rig, we will also bring 1 additional person to help put the rig up. So that's 5 people in total on tour. Our rig is 5 metres high by 4.5 metres wide. For outdoor touring, we need a grass space of 9 by 7 metres so that we can stake the guy ropes into the ground. The show is performed on 2 aerial cordelies rope, 1 aerial lyra, a tippy hoop, and an aerial hammock.
The show has toured in the UK to 7 venues, including Leeds Castle, Derby Fest Day and Curve Theatre. And there is another tour programmed in October to 13 more venues, including The Point, the Lowry and the Dukes in Lancaster. We also offer workshops with the show for children, so aerial children's workshops or animal movement workshops. The show was originally commissioned by Derby Fest Day and supported by Arts Council England. The show is brilliantly physical and visual, and therefore we think it'd be perfect for international audiences because there's no language barrier. If you'd like to know more about the show, please do find us in the networking event or drop us an email, gramophonestheatre@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening.
Bye!
Hello everyone, my name is Johnny from OTUS Dance Theatre. We are a professional touring dance company based in Birmingham in the UK, and this is our Xtrax SIRF Outdoor Arts Showcase pitch for Out of the Deep Blue. Out of the Deep Blue is a mid-scale physical theatre performance featuring a 4-meter tall sea giant puppet and a female contemporary dancer, inspired by the themes of the climate emergency and the biodiversity crisis. This spectacle is specifically designed for young people, aged 5 and over, their families and festival audiences. And it tells the story of a sea giant called Echo, who rises from the deep ocean and encounters on the shore a little girl called Violet. Out of the Deep Blue is currently touring to outdoor arts festival across the UK this summer and this autumn, and is a tale told in 2 parts. The first part is a 20-minute walkabout interactive performance of the sea giant walking down the streets, meeting audiences and interacting with the environment or the architecture around the festival. The second part is a 30-minute static performance with the audience on all 3 sides. There and then, Echo and Violet offer us their stories, an impactful dialogue around our climate emergency told through dance and masterful puppeteering. We are a very flexible and adaptable touring dance company with years of experience touring outdoor arts festivals. If you want more information on our tech requirements, please visit bit.ly/OOTDB for Out of the Deep Blue. From the early stages of development of this work, it was very important to me that we'd bring together the very best creatives in their field as part of our team. And I was lucky enough to bring together some amazing creatives. To name just a few, our puppet designer and maker is called Tom Cleaver from Mr. Cleaver's Monsters. Our puppetry team, including Ben Thompson as our puppetry consultant, have amazing touring experience in productions like Warhorse from the National Theatre. Our outdoor arts consultant is called Adam Tandro and is best known for touring trolleys all around the world. And our costume designer is called Stuart Charlesworth. Out of the Deep Blue has been supported by Without Walls Blueprint R&D support last year. And we are thrilled to confirm this year's partners as Dance Exchange Birmingham, Midlands Arts Centre MAC, the Arts Council England, and the National Lottery Community Fund. I am ecstatic that we are currently touring Out of the Deep Blue to over 30 festivals across the UK this year. Some of them include Basingstoke Festival, Lancashire Encounter, We Wander, and Birmingham International Dance Festival, just to name a few. And in the next few years, we're really interested in developing, producing, and programming relationships in North America, especially in Canada, and in Spain, in France, and Germany across Europe. Out of the Deep Blue has been inspired by the theme of climate change and the biodiversity crisis. So with this in mind, we have embedded green theatre making and sustainable practices at various stages of the development of this work, from the research to the making of the costume, the designing of the giant puppet, and our touring practices. We have partnered with researchers in sustainability and environmental issues from Aston University in Birmingham. In terms of our technical requirements, we can perform the show up to 3 times a day with a minimum break of 90 minutes in between the performances. We require a flat and even surface of 10 meters by 10 meters. We come with our own soft mats, our PA system, and our scenography. We have been performing live in front of audiences since the beginning of May. We've gone to Bournemouth, Poole, and Christchurch with a 3-day weekend when we performed in front of 5,000 people. We've been to Milton Keynes over 2 days, 2 different weekends as part of OTUS Festival, and the feedback has been amazing. The performances have gone down the storm, and some people have even said that Out of the Deep Blue is this summer's hottest ticket. We would love to hear from you, so please don't hesitate to get in touch and drop us an email.
I'm Charlotte Pook and I'm the Rehearsal Director with National Dance Company Wales. I'm really pleased to be able to tell you about our outdoor double bill made up of Why Are People Clapping by Ed Myhill and Moving Is Everywhere Forever by Faye. Both Ed and Faye are company members of NDC Wales and have created these works especially for audiences who are new to dance to enjoy. The double bill is around 40 minutes long, with each piece lasting 15 minutes and a short changeover in the middle. The pieces work brilliantly as a double bill as they each have their own distinct character with complementary styles and energies. Why Are People Clapping being playful, cheeky and upbeat, and Moving Is Everywhere Forever being driven by groove, electronic beats and the irresistible urge to move. Both works have universal appeal as they are suitable for all ages. Clapping is especially appealing to children as it's full of humour and highly physical, while Moving will appeal particularly to teens and younger adult audiences with its cool electronic soundtrack. From a practical point of view, the double bill requires a level, flat surface of ideally 10 metres by 10 metres, although we can perform within a slightly smaller footprint. We can perform on grass or a hard level surface such as concrete, and we tour with our own mat dance floor for these settings. We need a good PA system and we tour our own technicians and sound desk. The best way to experience the double bill is a thrust setup with audiences on 3 sides. However, it can also work with audiences simply front on. The double bill features 6 dancers, and as well as the dancers, we tour with a rehearsal director, me, and 2 technicians. As well as the double bill, we've created a 15-minute audience engagement section, which uses the moves from Why Are People Clapping? And this can be delivered directly after the show, so that the audience can take part from where they're standing. We can also deliver additional workshops for children, young people and adults alongside the performances. We're premiering the double bill this summer, performing in several venues across Wales. Whilst these works go hand in hand as a double bill, they may be presented as individual pieces. National Dance Company Wales is funded by Arts Council of Wales, and the creation of these outdoor works is generously supported by Garfield Weston Foundation. I'm going to let you hear now from Ed and Faye, who will talk a bit more about their works.
We've been creating an outdoor version of a piece that I choreographed for Alternative Roots in 2018 called Why Are People Clapping? The initial idea for the piece was to create a work that the dancers could create the music that they would eventually dance to. So it's all about using the rhythm of clapping to support each other's movement. The whole feeling that we've been working in the studio with is just a sense of joy and fun and frivolity, in the sense that we don't want to take it too seriously, but we also want to enjoy each other's movement and how we're expressing ourselves physically, and like the drive that rhythm gives us and how to kind of use that as a force to go through and enjoy how we're dancing. Being outside, that just gives a different whole feeling, like we've got the wind, children running around, you know, all that kind of stuff. And because there's that sense of we don't want to kind of keep it in this tense, fragile moment. It is a live performance, and the music is played live, the dancing is live, everything about it is just, so I want all that that buzz and energy and uncontrollable stuff around to kind of really influence it in the moment.
Moving is Everywhere Forever is a piece that is kind of about a proposition that dancing and moving can be done everywhere and at any time at all. The piece is groovy, hypnotic, exciting and vibrant, and the music that I'm using is by a Welsh electronic music duo called Larch, and they create this soundtrack that's kind of like rhythmical, lots of beats that will make you really, really want to move, especially when you see the dancers moving. It's been a pleasure to get to share these works with you today. Thank you for your time. Diolch.
Hello, my name is Irene Segura and I lead on International Relations and Artist Development at Xtrax. I'm a white woman in my 30s, I have dark hair tied in a braid, and I'm wearing a black top. For those of you who don't know us, Xtrax is a Manchester-based development organisation for outdoor arts. A big part of our work is around international relations, and we do this through Platform for UK, a strategic project to support the international promotion and export of UK outdoor artists. It is within that context that we are working with SIRF to develop the Xtrax SIRF Outdoor Arts Showcase and the pitching sessions that you are attending. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Arts Council of England, without whom much of this activity would not be possible. If you'd like to find out more about the work that Xtrax does, please come visit our booth on Swapcard platform or visit our website, xtrax.org.uk.
I'm the chief of police. I've got this Bash Street Theatre on a leash. We've got a brand new show and I'm the main man. It's a musical comedy called The Cameraman. It's a 60-minute show with live music and action. It's fun for all ages. A real family production.
Don't listen to him. You'll end up in a canal. I'm the star of the show. I'm Fifi Fatale. The story is set at my Café du Pont. Stop by for a drink, and I'll sing you a song.
They're both lying, of course. This show's about me. I'm the rookie detective. Well, obviously. I'm after the diamond. It's my very first case. But don't drink at her cafe. It'll end up in your face.
This show's got young talent and some comedy waiters who, at the drop of a hat, will steal your potatoes. Okay. Steal your donuts, but donuts doesn't rhyme with waiters, okay? Donuts.
There's a security guard and a cameraman too. He'll entertain you, then frame you, and see this show through.
The lens of his camera, both modern and old. But he's after the diamond. Be warned, you've been told.
Roll VT.
The world's largest diamond, owned by the Contessa di Fortuna, had been stolen. It was then that I knew my creme brulee had been truly toasted, and I vowed there and then never to trust a man who put ketchup on his donuts.
Hit it!
Jojo Pickering and I'm co-director of Bash Street Theatre, and I'll be at Stockton Riverside Festival this weekend. For those delegates who will also be at Stockton, you can see The Cameraman at 3 p.m. in Church Road on Friday and Saturday. I'll be around all weekend for the morning networking sessions. We are all really looking forward to performing at a street theatre festival for the first time since COVID hit. I look forward to seeing you there. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Bash Street Theatre!
The show running time is 60 minutes, plus 15 minutes of pre-show music from the Café du Pont Band. We need a level performing area of at least 10 by 8 metres with a height of at least 5 metres. We also need access to the performing area for unloading with parking facilities beside the set, and also access to mains power supply before and after the performance. Our get-in time is 3 hours, our get-out time is 90 minutes, and of course we have public liability insurance.
Hello, I'm Sage Bachelor Cushman, and I'm a co-founder and co-artistic director of company Oliveira and Bachelor. Olivier and Bachelor create work rooted in human nature, generating a unique and multifaceted physical language supported by circus, theater, and movement. With great regard for ambiance, we compose to evoke visceral and scenic paintings into the space. Currently, we are working out of beautiful rural Portugal. You can see here our creation rehearsal space, which we have built on our farm. We also have close ties and a bit of a base in the UK, as company Olivier and Bachelor was created in Wales and England. OTUS, the show we have been refining and touring for several years, was created during our time in the UK and moved on to keep building in Portugal. OTUS now has a version to be presented outdoors, as well as a more complex version to be presented in theaters. Today I will focus on OTUS Xtrax, our outdoor presentation. OTUS Xtrax is a show about two beings living in an abstract world and is rooted in human nature. Here is a unique perspective, a glimpse into their lives, motivations, relationships, and habits. Utilizing circus, theater, movement, clown, and set design, OTUS Xtrax explores tension, the space between objects, and the wooden world in which they reside. Immersed in their own nuances and rendered through acrobatics, juggling, dance trapeze, and staff manipulation, their world unfolds. OTUS Xtrax is a small-scale tour-ready production comprised of 2 touring performers, 1 man and 1 woman with a duration of 40 minutes. The performance area needed is a flat space of 8 meters depth, 8 meters width, and 7 meters height. Our get-in is approximately 2 hours with about 4 people. This involves setting up an aerial rig, laying down carpet, as well as putting in a small stage and set. After this initial setup, we will need a 3-hour lull before performance for warm-up, rehearsals, and tech. The bump out is about 1 hour with 4 people. A sound system, sound technician, 1 person for a stage cue, as well as people to help with bump in and bump out will be provided by the festival or venue. There is no text present in the show. OTUS Xtrax is comprised of a physical vernacular made for all audiences of all ages. We offer several workshops that can be available after the presentations are complete. I would also like to mention that we offer community projects where we travel to a location in order to work with the community for several weeks. During this time, we create a presentation through collaborations and a series of workshops held with our team and the locals to be presented to the public. Both OTUS Xtrax and OTUS will be touring through Portugal this year, and OTUS will be presenting at Convento São Francisco in 2021, as well as being selected by Circus Link to present in Festival Vaudeville Rendezvous in Portugal, Dynamo in Denmark, and Biennale Internationale des Arts du Cirque in France in 2021 and 2022. In the coming year, we also look forward to the creation of our new show, Cirque, and sharing more about this modern look at a classic touring vaudevillian family circus. If you are interested in finding out more about OTUS Xtrax and our other projects, you can find our website, Oliveira/Bachelor.com. Thanks for both your time and your attention, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Shine, the Artistic Director of SIRF, the Stockton International Riverside Festival, which takes place every summer in Stockton-on-Tees in the northeast of England. SIRF is one of the biggest and most exciting street arts festivals in Europe and has been going for over 30 years. SIRF has built its reputation on being an international festival with a large number of groups from overseas, but COVID means that that's just not been possible this year. So the whole programme will be British-based artists drawn from the worlds of music, circus, street theatre, digital and other art forms. One of the consequences of not doing a festival last year, in fact no festivals last year, is there's work created both for last summer and this summer that we're delighted to present this year as part of the showcase. And we very much hope that you will find great British work that you can invite to your festivals next year or the year after. As always, we work very closely with Xtrax on producing the showcase, and they are available to help you invite some of those groups to your festivals in future. Groups, whether they're part of Without Walls or not, Xtrax will be there to help you in whatever way they can. Thank you so much for coming along to the virtual showcase this year, and I hope very much that we'll see you in person and live in Stockton-on-Tees next summer. Thank you and goodbye.
Hello, I'm Etta. I'm female, I have short blonde hair. I'm wearing a black top and I'm using the pronouns she and her. I'm the Artistic Director of London-based Ermini Dance Theatre, working and performing in the UK and internationally in a mainly outdoor setting. We explore human relationships through an array of creative disciplines, humour and non-verbal storytelling. Our repertoire work, Roadworks and Picnic, have been touring the UK and abroad since 2010. Our new production, Oqda, which means the knot in Arabic, has been premiered in June as part of Correspondence Festival in Prague, Czech Republic.
I met Mohammed and Wahib, my two Moroccan acrobats, at Seagate Festival, where we were both performing, me with my own company and them with Groupe Acrobatique de Tanger. We made friends in the big circus top, where all artists were warming up before their shows. My Roadworks performers, a b-boy and a BMX flatland rider, connected with the acrobats from Groupe Acrobatique when they started exploring each other's disciplines and sharing their skills without knowing each other's language. At the end of the week, a friendship was born, and Mohammed and Wahib Hamish, two brothers from the famous Hamish family, whose tradition of acrobatics goes back 7 generations, and myself, decided to work together on a new project called Oqda, which means the knot in Arabic. Oqda is a 25-minute outdoor show by Etta Ermini Dance Theatre, featuring hand balance, traditional Moroccan acrobatics, and street dance, in a moving exploration of cultural differences. 3 people are held at the border, preconceived and unable to communicate, as they don't speak each other's language. They are stuck in a room together, and through humour and storytelling, the 3 performers use their own art forms as a technique to communicate and to overcome the personal judgments. The concept is explored through an exchange of artistic skills. As we venture into a new territory to learn elements of each other's disciplines, Oqda is a metaphor of peace, of overcoming preconceptions and accepting the other in a multicultural and diverse society. We are looking for new partnerships across the UK and Europe, as well as bookings at festivals in the UK and beyond. We also would really appreciate the opportunity to work with the local community at the respective festivals, and we can offer workshops in traditional Moroccan acrobatics and street dance. What we can offer furthermore is a more sustainable way of travelling by sourcing the sets on site. All we need is a study table and 3 chairs. We also feature an international cast from Morocco, the UK and Austria, and we do have a second company base in Switzerland. What we also can offer is mentoring of young artists who are interested in creating work for the outdoors. In terms of technical specifications, we need a sturdy wooden table and 3 chairs for our set, a stage with a dance floor or a hard standing floor with a dance floor, and an area of minimum 8 by 8 meters, a PA system and a mini jack to connect the laptop and PA system. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you a wonderful conference.
Hello, my name is Eric McLennan, and this is a pitch for my project, the Open Air Drawing Room. This is a project which is an example of socially engaged art practice, and it crosses boundaries between performance and painting. It's also a celebration of what I call the collective effort. The pitch that I'm making is to develop the work, and I'm looking to develop it in 3 areas. It's an ongoing project, so every 2 years I look for a new gallery. So it was first exhibited in 2019 at the Turner Contemporary. They're one of the first commissioners for the project. It's currently about to go to the Stephen Lawrence Gallery in Greenwich, 2021 that is, and so the next exhibition is scheduled for 2023. In the meantime, the performances continue, and over the summer it will be going to 5 different counties in England: Staffordshire, Lincolnshire, Oxfordshire, Kent, and in Sussex. It's a small scale work. The team on the road is 2 people, myself and another performer. As for the audience, it has a very wide-based appeal. Currently the youngest participant is about 3 years old, and the eldest so far is 86. There have been 768 participants, and they're all artists. They're all founder members of the Open Air Drawing Room, so they have a vested interest, if you like, in this growing work that eventually will be a work of art by the largest number of artists ever. That's the plan. The partners are Turner Contemporary, Applause Rural Touring. They're the first 2 organisations who commissioned the work. I have sponsorship from Cass Art, and I work closely with the galleries that exhibit the work, and that's currently the University of Greenwich, also the Greenwich and Docklands International Festival. As well as looking for new places to perform it, and hopefully perform it abroad as well as in the UK, I want to develop the work with a residency where possibly in a shop window I would be in residence for an extended period of time, and people would come in, they would bring their own stones, and we would use that as a basis to start telling stories and develop the work in other ways. Thank you for your interest, and do ask me any questions. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Maria Malone. I'm co-founder and co-director of Movement Dance Company and creative lead on our new show, Taking Flight. Movement is an award-winning world dance company run by 4 female artists from diverse cultural backgrounds, based and working in the most deprived postcodes in Liverpool and Bristol. We celebrate diversity through dance and have 11 years' experience creating outdoor work with professional artists and community dancers. Taking Flight is a spectacular and innovative performance inspired by Movema's artists' experiences of migration and informed by refugee and asylum seeker communities with whom we work. The show aims to share experiences of migration, making audiences question their ideas of citizenship and belonging and their relationship with technology. We've worked with local children and communities in workshops to develop the characters and narrative, and the work uses dance theatre, bird-like and machine-like movement, alongside Movema's signature, playful and engaging world dance styles. The work is being created by the 4 Movema directors, our associate and freelance artists. A team of acclaimed professional female performers and creators from Afro-Caribbean, British, Chinese, Irish and South Asian diaspora backgrounds. The eye-catching costumes have been created by the Lantern Company, influenced by the traditions of the countries of origin and the imagined travel stories of the birds, also integrating the theme of aircraft with technical design elements incorporated. Taking Flight features 4 futuristic cyborg characters in an imagined post-apocalyptic or alternate reality. The characters are based on symbolic birds from around the world, whose bodies are part aircraft, part bird and part human. The Feng Huang, also known as Phoenix from Chinese culture, is part stealth jet. The peacock from Indian culture is part early aircraft made of wood and canvas. The Sankofa bird from Ghanaian culture is part vintage passenger aircraft. And the liver bird, representing British and Irish culture, is part fighter jet, battle-worn and rusted. What would the world be like if we could all fly like an eagle or like a stealth jet? Would we take our cultures with us? And where would we belong? The backstory of our birds is clouded in mystery. Are they the result of military technology developments, genetic experiments, or naturally evolved beings in a distant future? We leave the audience to decide. The full 30-minute outdoor show has been commissioned by Dance Consortium Northwest, Spare Parts and Now Northwich Festivals, and funded by Arts Council England. It was due to go up in May 2020 with a 6-date tour, but this has been postponed due to COVID-19. We have since decided to produce COVID-safe versions, including Walkabout, travelling solos, and 2 5 to 10 minute duets, which travel across a site. These are being performed at the moment at Spare Parts festivals and Liverpool festivals this summer. The work has been very well received. Audience and industry professionals said the work was beautiful. They were mesmerised, emotional and enchanted. They loved the intention and the delving into stories and cultures. We currently have 2 duets and 4 solos available for touring. Work is suitable and engaging for audiences of all ages, and there's no text, so it's accessible for hearing impaired audiences and audiences that do not use English as a first language. Performances are designed not to draw a crowd, so they travel and are viewed from any angle as the audiences move with the performers. There are 4 performers, and with the production manager, that's 5 people on the road. We can provide our own mobile sound system. The duets need a 10 by 50 metre space. Performance travel, ideally over stone or concrete, but this can be flexible. Extra stewarding is needed for each performance. We have a range of educational activities wrapping around the show, including mass participation dance with the birds, group movement workshops, exploring the themes and movements of the bird characters, and storytelling through movement, writing and movement sessions for children inspired by our creative processes used to make Taking Flight. These have been delivered via Zoom and in real life. Thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to taking flight with you soon.
We hope you're enjoying the artist pitches today. Xtrax is committed to supporting professionals from the outdoor art sector in the UK and Europe to build lasting relationships. A big part of our focus over this past year has been to work with our many colleagues in the sector to try and overcome some of the challenges posed by Brexit. We're going to deliver a series of conversations on dealing with Brexit, with the first one happening on Tuesday the 17th of August at 4 p.m. This will be the first of a monthly event designed to provide an informal space for artists and festivals to gather and share information about how to navigate the challenges of a post-Brexit world. It's an opportunity to ask questions and to hear from fellow outdoor arts professionals who've had real experience of either having been to Europe under the current rules or having hosted European artists in the UK. Registrations are now open. Just follow the link in the chat and join us with a cup of tea to demystify Brexit together. To help us better understand the impact of Brexit on touring, please take a moment to complete the second edition of our Brexit survey. Finally, if you have any questions about touring post-Brexit, please have a look at our updated Brexit guide or get in touch with our team who can help assist with any of your questions. Thanks for watching, and now for some more artists.
Hi, my name's Nicole Ratchin, and I've been a company member of Teardragil since 2016. I am a performer and perform on many of our different productions with my international colleagues.
And I'm Marianne Cornil. I'm one of the artistic director of Teardragil together with my colleague Lucy Akas. And we co-founded the company 2007, yes. And Teardragil is a German-based theater company that performs in socially engaged theater in public space. We aim to create multidisciplinary productions using research and projects that involve the communities. Over the past 14 years, we have created and produced many individual productions which have toured and continue to tour throughout Germany and across Europe, constantly adapting our productions to the locations and the languages of the region. For example, in 2017, we were invited to UK by the Norfolk and Norwich Festival for an adapted version of We Meet in Paradise. There we involved a local ensemble and voices from asylum seekers and activists from Norwich.
Yeah, so our productions intertwine theatrical storytelling with documentary theater, a combination of mass performance and walk-through art installations. We're constantly seeking to unite the magic of mask play, mask theater, with audiences in public space. For each creation, we meet people touched by the topic. It's our way of stepping outside of our bubble into their realities, trying to understand the motivations, issues, conflicts, and/or reasons and potential solutions. So, extracting from these interviews are virtual dialogues that accompany the mask play. The original combination of mask theater and voices from the community create is a successful way to reach audiences in a sensitive and deeper way. Our original masks are designed by Lucy Akas for each individual production, creating an ongoing research of how masks are used in modern theater.
Let's talk about Are You Ready, our new creation. It's a creation about climate change and the ambiguous position we are stuck in. So we've noticed there is a gap between what we know and what we do, the feelings of what we achieve and our actions. This emotional and complicated situation has been compared to the process of grieving. That's what we are following for our work.
Yeah, so the 5 performers invite the audience through song, dance, physical theater, sound collages, and mask play to live through the stages of denial, anger, negotiation, grief, and most importantly, acceptance.
And it's been 3 years of composing, creating songs, rehearsing, and also interviewing people who are committed to climate protection or not. And we were sharing with them about their engagement and about their inner conflicts.
Yeah. In this piece, the audience can hear their voices in the collages and their words sung in the song by the performers. We also invite the community into the role of a chorus, or to be the choir, similar to that of a Greek tragedy chorus, to announce both the urgency of the situation and the possibility of common hope.
And the masks are inspired by women of all the continents engaged for change. And it's a chance for us to honor their engagement with that piece.
Yeah, the scenery consists of 60 boxes made of recycled cardboard, and the performers are constantly changing and moving the boxes around to create an ever-evolving landscape. So I'm going to jump into the technical requirements for our show. The piece is performed in the round. The audience would sit about 270 degrees around. We need a performance space of about 12 by 12 meters. The audience range can be from between 500 and 1,000 people. Ideally, the performance space is flat and even so that the set can be wheeled in and the boxes can be set up without a problem. We have our own wireless mics and our own PA system. However, if we were to go abroad, access to a PA system would be great on site there. And for our UK adaptation, we would need to conduct our interviews in English, as well as have some time to readjust and set up the sound collages. And we would love access to a local choir, professional or not, just 10 to 30 people who would love to share their voices with us. So yeah, and as we are based in Detmold, Germany, there is a possibility to get support by the district for international cooperation by the end of September and or March.
Hello, my name's Claire Howes and I'm from Theatre Titanic in Germany. Trip Over is the first production in our new generation cycle, led by a team of young as well as experienced actors and technicians. It is a road movie which tells the story of Lola and Ocean, a couple who set out on a journey searching for their identity and their freedom. But the past travels with them, casting a shadow on their trip and turning it into an odyssey in which love is a memory and they try to let go of their past. An old Ford Mustang forms a central part of the set and in the course of the show develops a life of its own. It is at the same time their home and their escape route. The wild performance is accompanied by live music as well as video projections, which opens up a new perspective for the audience. The live action is projected onto a screen and mixed with video clips, creating illusions and wild images that will leave the audience wondering what is reality and what is fantasy. The story is short and told in loops. It repeats itself several times during the performance, and each time we get a different insight into the fate of our heroes. Trip Over is a medium-scale production designed for an audience of approximately 2,000 people. It can also be adapted to COVID conditions where the audience can either sit or stand with a distance of 1.5 meters between them. It can be performed on a marketplace, a city square, or a park. It is non-language based and suited to international audiences of all ages. It is being performed at several venues in Germany this summer. For more information, please contact us on info@titanic.de.
We hope you enjoyed watching the artist pitches today. Before we head into our Q&A with the artists, Here are a few reminders to make the best of your experience at the showcase. This showcase is the first time that we've hosted an event on Swapcard, and the virtual platform offers a number of great opportunities. All of the artists pitching here today also have exhibitor booths on the platform, meaning you can visit them and connect with them just as you would at an in-person booth when visiting an international marketplace. Just go to the exhibitors section on Swapcard. You can also connect with other delegates in the attendees section or explore the profiles of speakers at our panel discussions in the speakers section. If you have any questions about how to use the platform, please drop us a direct message in the chat or visit the Xtrax exhibitor booth to connect with a member of our team. Finally, don't forget to comment, post, tweet about this event using the hashtag SIRF 2021 and make sure to follow us on social media for further resources. We'll be heading into the artist Q&A shortly, so stay where you are and hold tight whilst we bring everyone back into the virtual event space. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. We'll now have a Q&A session with the artists whose pictures you've just listened to. I hope you enjoyed watching them and seeing some great projects that they presented today. Please drop any questions you have in the artist chat. We may not have time to answer them all, but we encourage you all to connect with them on Swapcard and explore our digital artist catalogue for a handy guide to all the shows presented here today and those who were due to perform in Stockton this year. The Q&A will be moderated by Julia von Wild, Co-Artistic Director of Tête-à-Tête International Street Festival, Rastatt, Germany. For now, I just want you to say hello to all the artists that are on screen now. Everyone's going to turn their cameras off now who's not speaking, and I'll hand over to you, Julia.
Thank you, Kat. So, hello and welcome to the Q&A session of the Xtrax Shorts. Thank you very much for having me here to moderate this session. So my name is Julia. I'm co-artistic director of the Tête-à-Tête Festival in Rastatt. Some of you might know it. Unfortunately, we had to cancel our festival this year for the second time. So even no COVID-proof thing was possible. So I can't tell you how much I miss this international festival life at the moment, and I'm looking very much forward to the next festival, hopefully next year. So I'm very happy to be here, at least virtually, and see some of your great work we will now discuss and have some questions. So thank you all for your pitches, and I think we start with the Gramophones, Hannah and Ria. Yeah, Hannah's here. Great, and Ria. Hello, welcome. Swing-tastic, as the kids said. I really love that that thing, what they really were liking your show. So it's really good to see the kids' reaction. And I love the monkey ears, by the way. So as I'm also in charge of the production of our festivals, and I have so my questions might be a bit on the production side as well, so please don't wonder. I was wondering, if you're touring internationally, are you bringing your own rig as well? Is it possible? And how does it be with the transport then? Are you having vans or lorry or for the international touring?
Well, we haven't toured internationally before, so there's some learning for us to do about how we would transport the rig, but we do have our own rig. So I think we'd be kind of seeking out some support and advice on the best way to do that, or whether it would be easier to hire a rig in the country that we're visiting. You know, we'd be happy to kind of work that out with whoever was interested.
Yeah, maybe it's a good solution, because if you have to travel with the own rig, so it gets more and more things to travel with. So yeah, that's the point. And then I will be happy, because you told us you are doing workshops with children at the same day. What kind of workshops are these, or are they combined with your performance? Is there any connection? And is it possible to have it on the same day, or are you having your shows and another day the workshop?
Yeah, so the workshops are developed around the show, so they're separate to the show. So there's aerial workshops for young people, and then there's also animal movement workshops, which is very physical, ground-based workshop using lots of movement, dance, and acrobalance, different things that we teach the children. So we could, in terms of the timing of it, they could happen on the same day. The animal movement workshop could happen whilst the show and the rig is being set up. The aerial workshop would have to happen either in a different space, or if it was on our rig, it would have to be after or before the show. So it couldn't happen at the same time if it's on our rig.
And is there any presentation with the workshops or the kids, or an idea to get them involved maybe in some part at the show or whatever, or is it just the workshops being separate?
They are, sorry. They are separate, but we do invite the children to come up onto the stage and to interact with the performance after the show, and to play with our different props and different things that we have within the show.
And it's definitely something that we could develop as well. If people were interested, we could develop a version of the show where the kids come on stage and play the monkeys at one point, or the sloths, or, you know, if it was an interest to kind of work with a group of young people, we'd love to do that. That's what we do a lot of the time. We're very experienced workshop leaders and teachers, and love working with young children.
And our shows are always have a lot of audience participation. Like, that's one of the key things that we have at the heart of the work that we create.
Yeah. Great, love that. I think it could be an idea to work on for the future, because it's very hard to get good children shows outdoors, and it's really nice if you have the involvement of the kids in the show, maybe at some part. So yeah, I really like the idea, and thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing you somewhere on the road, hopefully.
Thanks, Julia.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you, and we are heading over to Johnny from Oqda Dance Company.
Hello, Julia.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Out of the deep blue. I love the puppet. Looks amazing. It's great. Maybe you can tell us a bit more about the relation between the sea giant Echo and little Violet in the performance.
Sure. So the performance is in two parts. Like I said in the pitch, there's a walkabout, an interactive walkabout on the side of the festival. Echo is very cheeky, so sometimes he just has a little fist bump and a high five with some of the kids. Sometimes he just does a pull up on a tree. The relationship between the two characters is very much one of and how both characters have been affected by climate change. And Echo is this sea giant that just comes onto the land and tells us what's happening in the ocean with plastic use and pollution and all the different aspects of climate change, where she, as a little vulnerable child, has been affected differently by over-consumerism and disconnection. And so they're both a bit loner, but they need each other and they meet each other. And at the end of the day, it's a story about empathy and understanding, and it's a hopeful message that maybe if we listen to the natural world, there is a light at the end of the tunnel out of this environmental crisis.
Okay. Thank you. And how does it work then? Because you start with the walkabout of the sea giant, and then you go to a static performance where Violet is waiting. is it the same people who are coming with you from the walkabout, or are they already people sitting there and waiting? Because I guess the story is connected with each other. So
It's a very good question. It depends on the setup of the festival. In my ideal artistic world, we have the walkabout of the giant that kind of leads a trail of people, loads of families and young people following him and interacting with him. And then we kind of have a hot minute to sit down and just see the space before Violet comes in. So it can be the same audience. But some festivals have decided to just have the static performance and the walkabout somewhere else or at a different time. So we really operate on a flexible model. The good thing is both parts can work together and can work independently at different time or one into the other. So it really depends. We've tried all the formats and they all work.
Okay, great. Because I was really wondering, because you were saying you have a packed summer now, which is great. But I was wondering about COVID restrictions, whatever, because here in Germany now we have to have the audience seated and not moving and nothing. So I was wondering if it's possible to have it separate at the moment, to have it like COVID safe and or to connect it, or how?
Totally.
Yeah, great.
So in our experience in the last few months, it's the audience have actually been really good with social distancing, and we have the ushers of the festival that keep it safe.
No, it's
Yeah,
great.
no,
Yeah,
it
so
works.
it's all possible. It works. That's good.
It's all possible. No, but there's some festival where they've asked us to do the walkabout after as a way of leading out, and it also works. And actually, Violet becomes part of the promenade, which is a wonderful way of ending the story too.
Great. So you are 100% ready and COVID-proof for touring and whatever is possible. That's great. I'm wishing you a great summer. Have a good tour.
Thank you so much. See you on the road.
See you. Bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. So next to come up is Paul from the National Dance Company Wales. Hello, Paul. Good to see you.
Prananda. Good afternoon, Julia. It's great to be here.
I really like the idea of your company to have an easy way for people who are new to dance to get them involved in dance in the streets. I was just wondering, just for the better understanding, it was 2 different performances you were presenting, and it's possible to have them as a double bill, to book them together, and they are combined. I was wondering, how are these performances connected then if you program it like this? And is it the same cast, or do you have like a set design change over, whatever? So if you could tell us a little bit more about the combination of these 2 together, how this will work.
Of course, yes. The 2 pieces are around 15 minutes in length each. And both are made by dancers, young dancers with the company, and they're both really exciting new talents. And they've both made works which have got a sort of lightness of touch and a great sense of humour about them. It's one of the hallmarks of National Dance Company Wales that we often like to build humour into the works that we commission and make. So humour has become a real calling card of the company over the years, and that's what our audiences have come to expect. The works can be performed separately from each other, but they really do work as a double bill. The cast is the same for both.
Okay,
so there are 6 dancers in all, 5 in one and 5 in another. So they are the same group of dancers.
So they just have a 10-minute break then in between. So they go.
Yeah, well, there's no set as such. So the changeover really is just requiring the dancers to have enough time to be able to change costumes and for a little bit of resetting to be done. But it's a really fast turnaround. And as Charlotte, our rehearsal director, mentioned in the film, there is the option of doing a short workshop connected to the work called Why Are People Clapping at the end, which uses clapping and the rhythm of the work as a way of constructing a movement phrase that everybody in the audience who stays can take part in.
Great. And did I understand it right that there is live music involved as well?
Well, for Why Are People Clapping, the dancers create the soundtrack themselves by clapping. It's as lo-fi as that, I'm afraid.
Great, good.
There are no live musicians, but the dancers create the soundtrack to that particular piece themselves. For Moving is Everywhere Forever, there is a recorded soundtrack, which, as Faye said, has been created by a wonderful Welsh electronic duo called Larch. And it's very clubby, pumpy. It's got a great vibe to it.
Great. So it's a very energetic
It
double
is.
bill you get.
It enables everybody to remember being in a nighttime space together and sweating. You know, it's got that real...
That's what we all miss. Great, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and all the best. Good luck. So next to come up is Bash Street Theatre. Simon, are you here? Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Julia.
Hello, long time no see. So
Yep.
Bash Street Theatre, well-known international touring. You extended to a bigger family business. It's even more people on stage right now from the family. So I was wondering, how many people is it now when you're traveling? Is it because there's the live music, there's the kids on stage with you at the new piece? So how many are you on the road?
Well, we're still only 4.
Still only 4?
Yeah. Jojo, who you saw in the video, she sadly, with a couple of injuries, she has stopped performing now, but she's still helping with the administration of the theatre. And on tour now is myself, my son Lachlan, who is 20, and my niece Kesha, who is 21. And we welcome back this year for this show a really fantastic musician, Julian Gaskell, who worked with us on 3 other shows that came to Rastatt in years gone by.
Yeah, great. So, and you just said you haven't performed the piece yet, or did you, or just since COVID?
We have. This piece has been performed for 1 week at the wonderful open air theatre called the Minack Theatre in Cornwall.
All right.
But because of COVID, after that, we've just had 1 other show. So it is still very new.
Okay, so fingers crossed. Maybe on the production side, because you said you need a flat surface, of course, but what kind of space do you require? Should it be like an open space? Is it possible just for where to set up? Is there any special needs like a backyard or any space?
No, we're very much very adaptable. Just a 10 by 8 meter space.
Yes.
We can do parks, we can do streets, shopping centers.
And you bring all your stuff. You come all with your stuff.
Anywhere we can get our van and unload, we perform.
Great. Thank you so much. And please say hello to Jojo and see you soon. Good luck that there are some performances coming up this summer.
Just like to say that Rastatt is one of our favorite festivals.
Great,
Bye
thank
now.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So next to come up is Sage from company Oliveira and Bachelor. I hope I pronounced this correctly.
Bachelor.
Bachelor. Yes. Hi, good to see you, Sage.
You too.
It looks wonderful, your performance from the set design. I really like it. And you're touring it for quite some years right now and focusing on the outdoor piece right now. Is this correct?
Yeah, we started working on OTUS, the indoor version, several years ago, and over the last 2 years started pulling extracts from this piece, but also creating new elements to the show so it would be adaptable to be presented outdoors. And this year it's really started picking up. The year before all of this stuff happened, we had a couple outdoors, and it's nice to be able to have an option to present outside right now.
And you're based in Portugal right now. So you're touring from Portugal. Great.
Yeah.
That's good. And the rig you're bringing with you, that's one of my favorite questions always from the production. Is it self-standing or do you need anchor points or counterweights?
This is self-standing.
Yeah, that's always good for the production. No, it's in question because if you need a good space, then it's really easy if it's self-standing. And I was wondering, you were mentioning your new show, SIRF. Maybe you can tell something about it. here.
Sure. Yeah, we're excited to be creating this new piece. It's going to be a modern look at a traditional touring circus. So aesthetically, the visuals that we will be looking for, music, all of that is going to have a really modern tone to it. But we'll be playing with themes of life when touring in caravans, you know, behind the scenes as well as on stage. So you get kind of a whole picture.
Yeah, okay.
And it'll have a bit of a surreal quality too. We were looking at Nick Cave's sound suits as kind of a point of departure for the animal side of the circus, if that makes any sense. These really interesting, beautiful, wild creatures that you no one's seen before.
And you're planning to premiere the piece next year or in 2 years or?
Next year.
Next year, all right. So then you will be on tour with 2 different performances. Probably.
Yeah, right now we're already on tour with 2 different performances. It's 2 different adaptations of the same show.
Okay.
But we're already managing this. If it gets too much, that will
all right
be approached when we get there.
Great. So I just see in the chat there are questions coming in from the audience at the end. Okay, good. Okay, I have the questions at the end. Then I wait. All right. Thank you, Sage.
Thank you.
And enjoy Portugal and touring. Bye.
Thanks for the opportunity. It's great to be here with you all.
Thank you. So next to come up on my list is Etta. Etta, are you here?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Julia. Hello.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So, wow, this is a very special and powerful performance you were presenting with the 3 young people and the Moroccan acrobatics. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit more about the special side and the differences of Moroccan acrobatics and how you worked with it and how the technique was to work on the cultural differences for this performance.
The difference of the Moroccan acrobatics is that it's always performed in a circle. So they have these circular flips, or they call it tisca. Everything has a circular a trajectory to it, which I think was very interesting because the show is, or the theme is that they are held in a room, so they haven't got anywhere to go, so everything has to be contained, and the acrobatics really fit their style and their tradition, because it lines out an enclosed area if it's performed that way. So that was actually, we just used it to our advantage. And then also another tradition are pyramids and towers, human towers, and so we used their techniques as well, and we initiated the dancer to perform some of these balances in a tower shape.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the acrobats learned some choreography, which they are not really used to do. Their choreography is very specific. It's probably a little bit like ballet. It's very codified. And there are some particular movements that have to be part of a show in Morocco when they are performing, let's say, on the market square.
Yeah.
And so we incorporated these, but obviously we always link them to the theme of the show, and all of the acrobatics, they had an intention.
Great.
And then to answer your second.
Yeah, the technique, you went on the cultural differences to work with them to develop the performance.
Yes, exactly. So that there was a very particular way of working, and they have a very particular method. And I think it was very enriching for all of us, for the dancer, for me, obviously, but also for them to exchange skills and new ways of working and collaborating together. Another aspect, if you ask about the cultural differences, I I thought it was very interesting because they don't speak English and my dancer doesn't speak French, and they speak a little bit of French and I don't speak Arabic. So it was a real situation where sometimes things just got lost in translation, but that was I think it made the piece more authentic, because it is a bit how these three people find points in common through a language that they have to discover first, and that the setting was really what was authentic and real.
Great. And I hope you had a good premiere at Correspondence Festival.
It was very well received. We
Good.
had fantastic feedback from the festival, obviously, and also from the audience. We were really, really happy. It was
great.
Very good. Very happy. And we are continuing to tour it now in Europe and the UK.
That's great. Good to hear. Wishing you best luck for it. And see you soon somewhere around. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Etta.
Bye-bye, Julia. Thank you so much. Bye.
So we are heading over to Eric McLennan. Hello, Eric.
Hello, Julia. It's lovely to see you again.
Good to see you. Yes. So your new project, are you going for a world record? Now, I was wondering, is there an end, or is it ongoing?
I suspect it might be ongoing, and it's kind of quite interesting to see when you start a project and then you discover how it touches an audience, and you realize, oh, people are getting something from this. And each person that participates, they get to see their work on a gallery wall, and that's very thrilling. And they get to be part of this ever-growing collective. And I think that's enjoyable as well. So yes, I'm not so much interested in the world record. I'm just interested in this collective effort.
And millions of pictures. I was wondering about the idea of the project. Is it planned to have it just in galleries, or are you planning to tour with it on outdoor arts festival as well? Or how is your idea to present it outdoors, or is it just for the galleries? Or
well, the two things run concurrently, but they run separately. So when the performances started, they were leading to the first exhibition, which was at the Turner Contemporary in Margate, and then the performances continued, and 2 years later it's now just opened at the Stephen Lawrence Gallery in Greenwich. It's now gone from 500 paintings to 768. And now I continue to tour for another year, and I will gather another 700 or maybe another 1,000. And I'll be looking for a gallery for 2023. So it looks like already the pattern has emerged. And it would be lovely, perhaps, that the next gallery is somewhere in Europe. But we'll have to see about that.
And you were talking about like to have it like a residency in a shop or whatever. So this would be like permanent for some days, and then it's like a residency and people can come in.
Yes, I mean, this is something that could work as a wraparound with performances at a festival, so that it would be possible to do the performances, collect more paintings, and this is always done in a gentle way where it's made accessible, so that people don't feel, oh, I can't draw, I don't know how to do this. It's done in a very gentle way, but also to run something where people could arrive, they could bring their own stones. People are often interested in collecting stones from beaches. It's something we all seem to do, and to use that as the basis for creating other stories. So it would be a development of the original project.
And the stone it's an important part of it, because like everybody gets a stone. Is it right?
Well, this particular one is a collection of stones.
It's a collection of stones.
And this is a collection that corresponds to the shipping forecast. So there are 31 stones. And everybody paints one of these 31 stones.
All right.
And they're exhibited, they're part of the performance. They tour with the show.
So, but people also could bring their own stone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great. Thank you very much, Eric.
My pleasure.
And fingers crossed for the next touring, the exhibition. And I'm excited how many pictures it will be in like a year or something.
Well, me too. It's very nice to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Next to come up on my list is Movement Maria. Are you here?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, wonderful.
Hi.
Great. Thank you. Hi. I really like the design of the creation of the birds, the creatures you have made up, and the story behind it. It's very good to see the way of work you presented it, like the thoughts about behind the costumes and the characters they are having. So I was wondering, because now you have like a COVID-safe version, you said, with a duet and a solos. But you were talking about community work and community dances, and but you skipped this now, I guess, for COVID, but this is the plan to have it with you, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. We got commissioned to make a quartet, and we always had in mind that the process, the kind of journey of the show would be a long-term one, 3 or 4 years, developing at each stage. So now it kind of took a back step, and then now it's going to take a forward step. But we've ended up with, I think we'll end up with a couple of shows that will be suitable for lots of different contexts. Yeah. So we hope that means that the work goes out wider. And I should have said that the quartet will be ready for spring and summer touring next year. So we're really excited about that show. So we should go into rehearsals towards the end of the year for that. And then, yeah, the next stage would be working with communities. So we did have, at the end of 2020, penciled in here in Liverpool, a performance at a festival in which we would work with a different community group for each bird. So there would be a Sankofa bird flock, a live bird flock, and so on and so forth. And that was a model that we hope to replicate in other cities that we visit. We actually, the 4 directors actually met doing a project really similar to this that toured around, and obviously there's funding that backs that up, and we'll look to attracting that funding as the show goes on its journey.
Okay, and because you were talking about the workshops you are running also, what do they look like, and are they combined with your performance, or is it an add-on workshop you can book? Like for a festival who's inviting you, is it a combination with the workshops and the performances, or is it an add-on which is separately?
So at the moment with the solos and the duets, the workshops would be separate to that. And there's really quite a range of things we can offer. We are primarily a community dance company, and we have a huge specialism, and all of the performers are extremely experienced. And we specialize in kind of mass participation and getting everybody dancing. Whether they think they're going to dance or not, they always end up dancing.
Great.
So yeah, we imagine that there would be kind of mass participation in the streets, but there could also be more focused workshops that explores perhaps the themes in a little bit more depth, working with one of the performers also, as well as the kind of larger workshop with 4. And the workshops that we've been doing at the moment, actually, because of COVID, the educational workshops took off, let's say, before the actual performances, but that's been quite beautiful. And it's been looking at our artistic process, which is to work a lot with text and writing, and to work with stories. And like I said, the stories of the communities that we're working with, and then building these non-linear narratives into the work. So we've been working with children, again, mostly over Zoom at the moment, but that will go IRL soon. But to get them writing, and then moving on the basis of their writing, and then writing about how they were moving, and to really provide them with a real rich creative experience.
Great.
And those stories from the children, we've got about 75 stories now from the children around Liverpool. Wow. and the Northwest, all with little drawings of the birds and really incredible ideas, and some of those are weaving their way into the shows, so that's really exciting as well.
That's lovely. Yeah, I'm curious how this process will go on. Great. Thank you very much, Maria.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Bye.
Bye.
So next to come up is one of our German guests. It's Nicole from Teardragil. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Hi, hello. I really like the theme and the idea of your new creation. And I'm looking forward to the premiere, which will be in a few weeks, if I'm correct. In that mall, yeah. So maybe because community work and engagement is a very big topic in your company, and for all your performances. So maybe you can give a bit more an idea of how you work with the community and what this means for a festival who's booking you, like production-wise, how much time in advance you need and how you work with the community, especially now for this new piece as well.
Yeah, so to clarify, we do a lot of, it depends on the production, but in this production, Are You Ready? We have been constructing interviews, and we had quite a long creation phase and sort of a break because of COVID in a sense. So, but conducting interviews with individuals who are passionate about climate change or against it, or wherever they stand on the spectrum. And we have this option of this choir, and this is sort of an amateur choir or a line ensemble, as we say in Germany, and we work with them because right now the production is only in German. If we were to tour to the UK or in English, we would have to have some time beforehand to translate the interviews or talk to individuals on site, and also find individuals who would like to sing these songs and also translate those in English. But through our productions, we did have with our show, Wir treffen uns im Paradies, so we meet in paradise, sorry. When we went to Norwich, that was a piece we adapted there, and we also met with an ensemble and added those English-speaking voices to the sound collages as well. Yeah. I believe we were there a week prior. It depends on sort of the structure of the festival and at what scale as well.
Yeah, so. But Are You Ready now for the new show? You would need to do some interviews and recordings with local people, or at least English-speaking people, then for your show and a choir.
Yeah, I think those could be now. I mean, to work with COVID, we could also, do those over Zoom or in a way of making that also work. Yes, I will speak slower, I'm sorry.
But the choir, it will be involved in the performance, in the live performance then, or only recorded?
That would ideally be live. Again, this is something where, depending on COVID and the restrictions, we do have an adaptation sort of for Det Mode, where there won't be a live choir. Okay. We have a loop station and this sort of component but in future, less COVID restrictions would be great to have a choir.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm looking forward to see the performance soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
And thank you for taking part in the pitching session.
Thank you.
So last but not least, Claire, are you here?
Yeah, here I am. Hi.
Hello. So this is Claire
everybody.
from Titanic.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
And you're not in Germany right now, you are touring already.
We're in Portugal preparing a production in a park for September. So we're doing workshops with Portuguese actors, musicians, dancers. It's so lovely to be working again.
Lucky you. Great. So Trip Over is your new performance, and it's the new generation taking over.
That's right.
So how does this feel, Claire?
It's weird. It feels a bit weird, but on the other hand, it's really good to know that there are people in the company who are wanting to continue the work of Titanic in this special artistic way that we've been developing for the last 30 years. So that's really exciting. And Uwe and I are very close to the team. So we're mentoring and we're involved in the rehearsal and conception process as well, giving feedback. And it's good because it means that not everything is on our shoulders. We still have other projects that we're doing. We revived the Titanic. You saw that in my interview or in my pitch. We performed last week in Leipzig. So there's still a lot to do, and it's great to have new faces and also new artistic input into the group.
Yeah, maybe for some people you might not know Theater Titanic and the large scale productions you're running. You now said this is a middle scale production, the new one, which is funny to have like 2,000 people called like a middle scale.
Yeah.
But maybe you can give a bit an idea, because it's obviously nighttime productions and it's very big productions. And what is the special thing about Theater Titanic is the moving objects and the audience in between the performance.
Yeah.
I mean, you can give a little bit more of an idea about this.
Yeah, I think I would call it middle scale because we just come with a team of 10 people, and usually we're 20 or 30 people. So that's already middle scale. But I imagine when I'm looking at the other productions in the pictures, it would still be considered for most people large scale, because we have a performance area of 10 times 18 meters. We set up a stage. We have the car on the stage. We have a big what's Bildschirm? A big screen on the stage where the projection happens. So in that way, it's staying true to Titanic. What's new is that we're working with video projections and video clips. So the performance is filmed with hand cameras, and we have pre-made video clips that will be mixed in to the performance on the screen. We have a green screen, so we have technicians in green overalls who can manipulate certain objects, so it seems a little bit like magic what happens. And there's live music, but we've got 2 musicians, 2 actors, 3 stage technicians, and then light, sound, and video. So that makes the 10 people.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, compared to your other performance, it's middle scale then to have 10 people. No, well, great. Yeah, thank you, Claire. Enjoy your time in Portugal.
I will. Hope to see you soon. Hope something happens in Germany that we can see each other.
We all hope so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you. So I don't know, Kat, are you coming in again? Because there are some questions at the end. I just got here on the chat from the swap card. And the first question is for Paul. Maybe, Paul, you can, there you are.
Hello again.
So I just read it out for Paul. In the film, it looked like the dancers were performing on grass. This is unusual for dance companies. Are you able to present on grass?
We can present on grass if it's very flat. If not, or if only a hard standing space is available, then we bring our own matting, which we tour with. So either on grass, if it's very flat, and if it's not, we'll bring matting.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So the next question is for Simon Bashstreet. There you are. Hello. So the question is, we know Bashstreet are often performing in Europe. Have you secured any European bookings in the coming year? Can you offer us reassurance that artists can overcome COVID and Brexit and continue to tour in Europe? So it's on you now, Simon.
What a lovely question. Thank you so much, whoever posted that. We are trying desperately. We have been really affected, obviously, by Brexit and COVID. This show can travel like all our others. It's great fun. We just need the work permit and the carnet. Obviously, that is more administration and costs, but we, as you know, we've a lot of our work has been in Germany and France, Poland, Italy, Spain. Especially with our new young team, they are desperate to play to the beautiful European festivals. So we are available, and we will be back in Europe as soon as we can.
So there's a bit of hope for all the other artists. You are acting as a role model to tour in Europe. Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I guess that's it with all the questions. So I thank you all very much for your great work and the great pictures. It's very good to see some good work, at least virtually. Yeah, and I can't wait to see all your performances live in the streets all over Europe, hopefully. So, yeah. Kat is
Thank you,
telling that.
Julia.
Thank
you. I was wondering if you could say a few words about your festival and what's going on in Germany right now, and if any of the German companies that are here today, you know, want to tell us your experience of what's going on over there at the moment. It'd be great if you could all say a few words.
Yeah. So as I said, we had a COVID-proof version of our festival planned for this year. So a lot smaller and with safe areas and whatever, but it should have been taken place in June. So there was nothing possible. There was the total lockdown in Germany. And for now, we plan a really very little version of, not at least a version of the festival. We plan to have some performances on 2 days in Rastatt, at least to have some art for the people living in Rastatt to bring it over. But now I'm a bit scared already looking at the numbers rising again, but we see. So, but for next year, as we hope everybody's vaccinated then, and we can go back to our normal festival life. It will take place at the end of May, and we hope in a normal form, back to normal with big audiences, a lot of groups from all over Europe. And also we will do a professional program again. And yeah, we can't wait. So we are working on it now, but it's it's very different, and we are not touring as well, not traveling to other festivals. And here in Germany, there are some festivals taking place in other formats, so very small performance or for small audiences. Yeah, it was getting better. I think it's getting worse now for a while again. But yeah, so that's the situation at the moment.
I think that's the key thing, and I think the key word is hope in all of this. And you know, one of the reasons I love outdoor arts is I think we make the impossible possible. So
yeah,
I hope none of us lose hope in that respect, and you know, we will be back stronger.
We hope so.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you very much. I just wanted to say thank you to all of the artists that have been with us today. Thank you to you, Julia.
Thank you.
Thank you to our BSL interpreters and to Nomad IT as well, who have been working with us to support all of our tech behind the scenes. I hope everyone enjoyed hearing from all the brilliant artists today and their new projects in development. If you haven't done so yet, I'd encourage you to connect with all the artists on Swapcard. We'll have a dedicated hour following this from 1 until 2 p.m. for everyone to visit the exhibitor hall and connect further with all the brilliant artists and companies. Here you'll find a load of extra information about the companies, contact details, everything. You can have live chats with them, video calls, if they're around to do that. So we'd really encourage you to explore that. There will be a short introductory video if you go to the event page for the exhibitor hall. That will be from me, pre-recorded, but if you have any questions, just drop us a line on the Xtrax booth in that hall. Following that, at 2 p.m. British Summer Time, we'll have our final panel discussion of the showcase, and this is very fittingly keeping our programmes international, why and how. We hope you can all join us for this. Thanks again to all the pitching artists who are with us today and everyone who supported this event. Thank you, and see you all shortly.